What is happening, guys? It's me, Anton, Antronus Nexus, if you all know it by now. It's homework time on the TFYTC community page set by Smiz No Dave. If you haven't seen this video, check it out in the link below. And why have so Livia's not got involved? Life gets in the way, guys. You know, that prioritize yourself. That's an important thing. But get involved, you know, post your response maybe over the course of the weekend. Don't bust your balls doing it as well. You know, it doesn't have to be so long. You know, it doesn't have to be half an hour long. It can just be a quick fire in, out. You know, that's why I got collecting. Just tell us, just get involved. It's all part of getting the community interacting, engaging. Let's have a chat. So, Smizno number 1 suggested, what's the moment that you started collecting? I've watched I think there's only about 4 or 5 videos that have been posted so far. Sammy, Andy, Barry, Scottish Barry, Bangers and Mash, and Smizno. What point did you get to start collecting? Mine is really focused, especially nowadays, on fiction, but there's been one prime character that has sort of been a constant in my collecting, and every time I see this character I still think back, you know, looking back and answering this question, you think it's just strange how it's come about. Ironic as well. Now, we all have the Optimus Prime, no matter what you see. If you see him, you think of Transformers. No matter whether you think, you know, you've gone away, you've tits and ass all the way up, you've grown up, you've taken the sideline, but you hear Optimus Prime's voice, you see him, it's a throwback. So my character, saying straight off the blue, it's changed my collecting habit, is Prowl. Whether it's a childhood thing of the no police cars, fire engines, ambulance, it's an iconic little thing, isn't it? A police car, because we all associate these noises as well as what they look like, flashing lights. And after generation, especially with G2, I collected a bit of the G2 ones. Prowl, I don't think was ever reissued. And as a kid, you sort of have all these things, you never really appreciate the value of them, where they go, and then you end up selling them on little car boots, in school car boots or whatnot. So, you know, the 90s are gone. Power Rangers come in and substituted that with big ass robots. That was sort of like a comfort zone, if you will, because Transformers had died by then. Then Beast Wars come along. Beast Wars wasn't a pickup for me, for the reason is I didn't understand it. I didn't know where these fitted, even though it held the title Beast Wars Transformers. You know, there was Optimus Primal, but I didn't understand why they were animals. You know, where are they? And the costume is few and far between as well, so I didn't really have time to immerse within the costume. But it wasn't until, you know, I started my working life in my late teens, after finishing school, that they released VHSs of the end series, you know, Transmetal 2 and stuff like that. And I think that started connecting dots, especially where they discovered the Ark and they go on board and it's the agenda, and you see the original Optimus Prime. It's like, wow, geez, no, they finally made there's a connection there and whatnot. But even within the Beast Wars and the Beast Machines continuity, they were still trying to find solid foundations for it. Then came along, you know, a little trip into Liverpool town, Forbidden Planet, and there was just this out of the blue Prowl, and he was the RIT 2001 Lamborghini police car, Japanese on the side, looked nothing like the Prowl in Generation 1, but it was interesting because this is unlike, we had never seen this kind of anime-ish kind of police car before, and, you know, instant pickup. Fiddling around with it, you know, the engineering, how it transformed was a lot more awkward and complex, but I loved it and I wanted to know more. And then, you know, even the bleed through of Beast Wars. Where do these characters now sit in this universe? That started circling round in the head. So you know, I wanted to know more, and then seeing the toy line, collected a lot more of the toy line. But I think around this time as well, you know, there was the hint not long after of the Armada, but at the same time the classics line started coming out, and I picked up Bumblebee again. You know, this was a character I can associate with now. I know who this character is. The head sculpt, incredible, and he was cute. He was little, and then at some point again the Dreamwave comics come about, and these again were stories that picked up from the original Generation 1 cartoon, and along there obviously the original cartoons became accessible on DVD. So again, you know, you had that cluster, this influx of mix mash continuity, and then, you know, at the end of the day, picking up Prowl, I thought it was a continuation, because I always wondered what happened to Prowl's body after the 1986 film. And I think somewhere along the lines I read, you know, was Spark was added to a new chassis, and that again stimulating where this character was going. Dreamwave enhanced that, and then he released the source books, you know, of basically every character within the Generation 1 continuity, and that really started picking up. You know, these are not just characters you love through animation, these have got personalities, these are personality trends. You know, some were arrogant, some were stupid, some were just absorbed in themselves, and you know, it took on a different higher calling for me, and that's where I started not buying bots for the sake of it, but buying bots for their identity and things I could relate into through personal preference. You know, I always enjoyed Powerglide's arrogance or hot-headedness. You know, he was small, but he had that bigger than life effect on, you know, the classic one of the girl of Powerglide. You've got 3 cone heads, and he's like, I can take on you, no problem. And that was that kind of thing I loved, and you know, reading these bio books and source books really like hit home. So Unicron Trilogy comes and goes, and in somewhere between that pit again, same trip to Liverpool, same shop within Planet, Generations of Prowls there, no brainer, buy. And again, this was even closer to the Generation 1 mold. Geez, yeah, these are amazing. You know, look how detailed and intricate they are now, and you know, just everything about them ticking boxes. And then you know, the 2007 movie happened, and then, you know, that I think that you know, that put Transformers back on the map. They were back, but they were unlike anything we knew. So as much as I collected a lot of the 2007 line, I wasn't satisfied still. So I think I can't remember quite what happened between there. I think I was just basically growing up, then, you know, work and everything else, full-time jobs and so on. So it comes to the point, I think, I can't remember what happened then, but you know, I was buying bits and bobs off and on, and just sort of rekindling a collection slowly as it goes. And then obviously come 2010 into 2000, next couple of years, picking up, and again, I go back to Dreamwave, and even though these were 10 years on, probably the source books still were just there and just coaxing you ever so slightly. 2012 happens, was the YouTube growth within the Transformers community. Obviously, a lot of us all came to the one focal point. New members came. I think we just all bleeded out of the woodwork personally. And it was also the first time that, you know, I found out about auto assembly, and just like, you know what, I've got to see if I'm not the only one around. Am I the only collector around in my area? Which I still think I am. But yeah, 2012, auto assembly was my first convention ever, and ironically, Michael Bell, Prowl, was there, was one of the guest stars, and it was like nuts, just how Prowl has always kind of been there. But that character again is slowly, he will always exist there and be a part of why I got into started collecting again. But the fiction has taken more of a hold now. It's more of an identity show. You know, can I relate to this character? What's this character done even within the universe, the Transformers? Do I admire it? Do I hate it? Do I find just total oddball within the character? And that's attractive to me more than that's a lovely bit of plastic. But I say that in it's a total contradictory, because if it's a lovely bit of plastic, it's like I've got to have it. I need it. But no, that's why when I had started getting back into collecting, it's all because of one little police car, and it continues on. You know, I've moved on. You know, it just escalated. My collections escalated stupidly since 2012, and it continues. I'm only going to get more bank balances. But no, what's yours? Get involved, guys. I've been filming this in the dark, even though there's loads of lights around. But I hate that yellow. I hate that yellow glare on cameras. And I'm trying out a little light source that I got for £3. Eat that. No. Get involved. Post your videos over the week. Just do it. Just do it. And I'll see you all soon. Ciao.